Welcome back to the US Marines Force channel. Today, we'll be looking at how Glock won the war for the best gun. So, what's your favorite brand of gun? Let us know down in the comments section. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on our similar content. So, let's get right into it.
Left there.
First off, how has the progression of handguns been? The progression of handguns came to a standstill for a sizable amount in the middle of the 20th century. The development of the semi-automatic pistol made it possible to create a new type of firearm that was more complicated to operate than a revolver, but had a greater capacity for ammunition. The steel-framed semi-automatic immediately rose to the top of the market, where it remained dominant for many years. Then in the 1980s, the handgun known as the Glock was introduced, completely disrupting the firearms market. Nonetheless, it is currently utilized by armed forces worldwide, notably the United States Army Rangers and the British Armed Forces. In February of 1980, the Austrian Army decided to replace its antiquated Walther P-38 handguns, which were used during World War II. This marked the beginning of the Glock narrative. Gaston Glock, a resident of Austria who ran a tiny business creating field knives and blades for the army, happened to overhear a conversation that was taking place between two colonels of the Austrian army. Glock learned as a result of this conversation that the army was looking for a new weapon. According to the book, Glock, The Rise of America's Gun, the response of the Minister of Defense to Glock's question about whether or not this company could compete was, yes, why not? Glock lacked any prior experience in the gun industry. During World War II, he had been drafted into the Wehrmacht as a kid and served there for 2 or 3 days. However, he did not find that experience to be beneficial in any way. The proprietor of the machine shop went out and purchased several different types of competing pistols, such as the German-Swiss Sig Sauer P220, the Czech CZ75, the Italian Beretta 92F, and the P1, which is a modern form of the Walther P-38. Glock took the firearms with him to his house and examined both their construction and how they worked. In addition to this, he conferred with authorities in the field of firearms to ascertain their viewpoints on the characteristics that a modern pistol should have. Glock found out that the Austrian army favored a pistol with a bigger magazine capacity than the Walther P-38's 8 bullets could fit in it. This led to a development of the Glock. It should weigh no more than 28 ounces, have a streamlined design, and have a consistent light trigger pull. The trigger pull shouldn't be too heavy. In addition to that, there shouldn't be more than 40 components in it. After a year of research and development of new products, Glock filed a patent application on April 30, 1981, for the design of a pistol they had been working on. On the 19th of May 1982, he handed over 4 test weapons to the Austrian army. After the Glock 17 successfully passed the army's handgun testing and was given the green light for duty, Glock was awarded a contract to manufacture 20,000 of his newly designed pistols. There was no other handgun on the market quite like the Glock 17. The handgun's lower portions is constructed using a robust yet lightweight polymer frame, which encloses a steel fire control group. The entire upper portion of the weapon is made out of a single piece of steel throughout its construction. Glock was able to preserve the weight of the pistol at 23 ounces because of the use of polymers. This is a reduction of 1/4 pound compared to what was demanded by the army. Some of their competitors, such as the CZ75 and the Beretta 92F, made use of steel for their frames. Glock brought the total number of components down to only 34. In comparison, the historic Italian firearms manufacturer Beretta's 92F pistol consisted of approximately 70 individual pieces. Up next, how did Glock make their guns so easy to point? Glock devoted a significant amount of time and energy enhancing the pointability of his pistol. Pointability refers to a firearm's natural ability to act as an extension of the shooter's hand-eye coordination. This makes it easy to aim the handgun, which contributes to the weapon's increased accuracy and enhanced ease of use. In contrast, the Walther P-38 points horribly. In addition, Glock gave dependability a high priority when designing his firearm, as evidenced by the fact that his handgun only malfunctioned once in a test that allowed for a maximum of 20 jams every 10,000 shots. The Glock 17 was one of the earliest examples of a pistol with a high capacity. One of the earliest examples of a shooter with a high capacity was the John M. Browning High Power, which could contain a total of 13 rounds. The incredible capacity of 15 rounds is found in the Beretta 92. The magazine capacity of the Glock 17, which surpassed the competition by storing 17 rounds of 9mm parabellum ammunition, was more than twice that of the P-38. Coming up next, how has the Glock done against its competitors? In the 35 years that have elapsed since its introduction, the Glock has outcompeted all of its competitors and taken the lead in the market for handguns. Despite the intense competition from other countries that are copying his polymer design, the Glock 17 handgun is used by a number of different militaries around the world, including the British Armed Forces, the Swedish Armed Forces, the Indian Special Forces, the Iraqi military, the Israeli Defense Forces, and the Yemeni military. In addition, the Glock 17 is used by dozens of armed services and hundreds of police departments across the globe. U.S. Army Rangers and Marine Corps Forces Special Operations Command use the Glock compact variant, known as the Glock 19. Additionally, U.S. Special Forces, most notably the secretive Delta Force, carry the Glock 19. Glock 22 chambered for the 40 Smith & Wesson cartridges. Gaston Glock believes that his success in the realm of pistol design can be attributed to his lack of prior experience with weapons. This kept him from having any preconceptions about what a handgun ought to be like and allowed him to concentrate on only a few characteristics, including ease of use, simplicity, and durability. Glock's primary objective was to secure a contract with the Austrian army. He did not set out to design a firearm that would one day conquer the entire planet. To put it another way, the rest of the world came to the conclusion that they wanted what he was offering. Everyone who works in the defense industry can learn something from what happened here. Lastly, how have Glock sales been recently? According to Rommel Dionisio, managing director at the trading firm Aegis Capital, Glock controls somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 to 70% of the handgun market in the United States. According to Forbes, Glock, the founder of the company, owns 99% of the corporation through a trust. Neither he nor the company will reply. This estimation was carried out on the basis of an annual report that Glock presented to the relevant authorities in Austria earlier on this year. In 2017, Glock reported sales of $556 million, yet the company earned more in 2016 than it did in 2017. In 2016, the corporation brought in approximately $750 million in sales. According to Dionisio, the decrease in sales that occurred the previous year was probably caused by a gun enthusiast hoarding firearms the year before in preparation for stricter gun controls under a hypothetical president held by Hillary Clinton. According to the company's annual report, Glock sold 36% fewer firearms in 2017 compared to the previous year, which was 2016. As a result, the profits of the firearms industry dropped by 58%. According to Dionisio, the introduction of a piece of legislation known as the Hearing Protection Act in the United States Congress may make it much simpler to get silencers, which may result in a significant boost in revenue for gun manufacturers. The first few months of the Trump presidency have not been particularly profitable for firearms makers. And there you have it, everything you needed to know about how Glock won the war for the best gun. So, what are your thoughts on Glock? Let us know down in the comments section. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.